We are live. All right. Today is December 12th, I want to say. We didn't plan on recording an episode today, but, the Yankees made a move, so we're going to talk about it. Chase Headley is gone, and this spins off so many conversations of what's going to come next. We're going to talk about all of that. Let's talk Yanks. Music.
Yankees win.
All right. What's up, everybody? It's Jomboy over here in California and my co-host Jake coming to you from Denver. Two transplanted Yankee fans. Talking Yankees. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening.
It's 12/12.
I got the date right?
That's
nice.
The date. Yeah, it's 12/12. That's kind of cool. A lot of talks today.
Yeah. Woke up and Headley's gone, which isn't a surprise, but kind of there was no leaks. Actually, there was one leak on shout out to the New York Yankees Reddit page. I read a post last night, and this guy was like, Headley's going to San Diego. It's done. And then it's weird how trades leak, but not from verified sources. So
except Jim Leyritz.
Leyritz tweeted that he's in Florida and that he's gonna have more scoops. Go get him, Jimmy.
Okay, Jim. Knock yourself out, man. You didn't get the managerial interview, but you're the scoop guy now.
Yeah. He keeps saying I was really good at this, which is sad. If no one knows, Jim Leyritz is out of the business because he was drinking and driving, crashed. The person he crashed into died. Whatever. We're not talking about that. But Jim Leyritz with scoops. There you go. This episode, Chase Headley, Mr. Chase Ball baby, Head. A lot of people called him bad words. Traded. He's gone. Goes to the San Diego Padres with Brian Mitchell for Jabari Blash. Is that his name?
Jabari Blash.
So
it's more of a figurehead than anything else. Jabari Blash probably doesn't put on pinstripes this year. If he does, it's September.
A lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries. Jabari Blash.
A lot of people keep asking, why did we trade for another outfielder? And it's like Jabari Blash was the least significant part of this trade.
Yeah.
And this trade's crazy. So the Yankees wanted to get rid of Headley's salary. He's got a lot of money on the books this year. We're trying to get money off the books this year because Giancarlo.
13 million, I think.
Yeah. Giancarlo just put a ton of money on the books this year. So now Cash has to make all these side moves. You know the game Rummy Cube, and a lot of people might not know this game, Jake, but you know that the tile game?
I know it. I don't know how to play it.
Okay.
It's like if we start playing now.
Rummy Cube, there's a moment where the board is there, right? And there's all these tiles, and you have to put down your tiles. And there's a moment where it all becomes clear, and you sense victory. And that's when I stand up and just hover over any game works. You just stand up and hover, and you're just seeing all the pieces move. That's what Cashman happened. The Giancarlo Stanton trade happened, and Cashman was just now okay, tunnel vision. Now I need to do this and this and this and this and this, and he's just going nuts right now.
So yeah, that's the interesting part, and kind of finishing off this trade. Headley is literally straight salary dump. The Padres taking $13 million was worth them trying to see what they can make of Brian Mitchell. Which is fine with us. I know you don't have a great taste of Mitchell in your mouth. The guy's supposed to be a starting pitcher. We never fully gave him a shot. He has really good velocity. He's never had hit and miss stuff through the minors, but I think guys like Brian Mitchell are going to be the new sexy guys for team after seeing Charlie Morton this postseason for Houston. Kind of, okay, you have the arm talent. The Padres have nothing to lose. They're in a pitcher's park, young team. If that arm talent doesn't come around as often as other things, so, maybe it's gripping the ball differently and getting that four-seamer, two-seamer. Nobody really knows for sure. Again, we've talked a lot of trades recently, and mentioning Brian Mitchell as an asset hasn't been mentioned. So I think when the Padres were like, Like Cashman went around and said, okay, who will take Headley's contract and what do you need? And like someone was like teams were like, oh, Florial, hey, throw Frazier, and then the Padres were like, hey, Brian Mitchell. Cashman was like, stop the game, done.
Sold to the man in the back who requested Brian Mitchell. Yeah, I don't hate Brian Mitchell, but he didn't have a future with us. He was not going to become a starting pitcher in our rotation. His end goal was a long man or turned straight up reliever. So the Padres were like, hey, we'll take him and try and see what we got as a starter. It's like, okay, enjoy. Yeah. And then you pay because he's a rookie contract, so it costs the Padres nothing on their books. So they'll just be like, well, you pay for Headley's contract to get that off our books. They basically bought by paying for Headley, which is fine. It's a great move by Cashman. Yeah. And I'm not a Headley hater. So if we wanted to just reminisce about Headley, you and I were talking earlier today, and you said what he is not respected in today's game because everyone just wants flashy big names. But the problem why Headley gets hate is because people like black and white, and in black and white it's garbage or all-star, and Headley's not either. But everyone who sees that way, because he's definitely not all-star, so it's just easier to peg him as garbage. He wasn't garbage. He had like one bad month every season. Really bad. Really, really bad. But last year, he was pretty damn consistent besides May, like hit 300 almost every month besides that. And you want power from the third base spot. I get that. Whatever. Gardner and Didi were giving us power from their spot. So Headley grinded out at bats, made pitchers work, and came to play every single day. Moved to first base. I got no qualms with Headley. He's not an all-star. Yeah. He's not garbage.
Yeah, he was what he was. I think the other big thing going against him was he had that one monstrous year where he was like an MVP candidate, and everyone in their back of the year says, oh, well, if you did that once, why can't you do that again? So, yeah, man, Chase, just the way I said it right there, Chase, like it was that's how we talked about him the whole second half of the season last year. Like he just kept doing really good things and things the team needed. So he'll be missed. I had one kind of funny thought that I wanted to bounce off you. The whole talk with the Giancarlo trade was, the Yankees fleeced them. All they did was take salary, blah, blah, blah. I'm curious, would you have rather that this trade had never happened, that the Yankees put Chase Headley in the Marlins trade? They took out Starlin, so the Yankees keep Starlin, and then they added like a pretty good prospect, either Clint, Florial, all the people are talking about.
Give me the end result to that one. So we don't have Chase, we have Castro and Giancarlo, and we don't have a prospect?
Correct.
No. I like this move now. Because
it's an interesting thought, though, right? You wonder if Cashman was pushing that, and that's kind of what led to this or what happened. But
yeah, so the thing about this trade, and like Giancarlo trade started this whirlwind of, okay, now we need to move money off the books. Now we need to do all this. Who knows if Cash was going to do all this beforehand? There's definitely more moves to be made. Boone sat down. Tim, however you say his last name, Nerrig, player development guy, sat down. They all said there's more moves to be made. There's so many spin-off conversations. We're going to let voicemails kind of take us there because you guys called in. And for those that called in and left these, we appreciate it. It's much easier when you help us.
Yeah, we
know what to talk about.
We talk about our topics before the show. We'll call it our pre-production meeting, more so an email, but a couple emails. But you guys kind of pegged all the topics, so keep calling in, keep writing in, Twitter, all that.
All right. The first two are the same, but I'm going to play both because, they called in. I want both of them.
What's up, guys? It's Pops12234678 on Twitter. Big fan of Headley, but I guess business is business. Now that there's an opening at third, do you guys see Frazier getting his payday with the Yanks, or do they trade for Machado if the price is right? Interested on hearing you guys take about this. Go Yanks and keep doing what you guys are doing.
All right, so that was one guy. Pops something on Twitter, and here's
Yeah, you had it.
Hey guys, so I'm kind of upset about the Headley trade. I really liked him. I know a lot of Yankees fans didn't like him, but I mean, I didn't think he was as bad as everyone makes him out to be. But my biggest question is, I know obviously Cashman has a plan getting rid of Headley, but do you think Todd Frazier would fit into those plans, or do you think that he has something bigger in mind than Frazier?
All right, so they both talked about Todd Frazier. First guy, Pops, talked about Machado too, but we'll table him. I want to talk about Todd Frazier because I have done a complete 180 now, Jake.
Nice.
So last episode, I said it just doesn't make sense on any level to bring Todd to the Yankees with Chase there. They'd be in the same exact role, and it's just you don't need two of them. And I don't think Todd's going to sign a long contract, and I don't think the Yankees are going to sign a long contract. I still don't think the contracts make sense, what he's looking for, what the Yankees are going to offer. But I'm all in on bringing Todd to play third base now. Give Gleyber second. Todd, his OBP's up, so pass the baton to the big boppers. He's a clubhouse guy, and we have all the skill we really need. So if you get a clubhouse guy to keep all the really good players happy, keep them moving, motivating, I love Todd on the team now. I realized this. I was sitting at work and I was just like, "Fuck, I am all in on bringing Todd back now."
Yeah, it's become interesting. I've had a lot of those moments over the past 48 hours as well. I actually had a lot of similar thoughts with Ellsbury, which we're going to have to circle around on later. But with Todd, right now, Cashman. Right now, it's not up on Cashman's list. We've talked about Cashman's priority list a little bit. I don't think Todd or third base right now is up there on the priority list. It's one more big starter, the CC dilemma, and then maybe it's third base-ish. I don't know. I think
they are talking.
I think the part that was interesting today was we talked about it a little bit with our friend Greg Poon. Because basketball does this. Like basketball had some free agents this year that teams sign them to like a big 1-year deal, just overpay them this year just to like do it, and they don't have to have salary on the book for the rest for later years. The Yankees can't do that, but I was thinking if the Yankees could do a 2-year $13 million, a 2-year $15 million per year, excuse me, I think that's not so far out of what Todd's going to get offered this year. And worst case scenario, then we do a Chase Headley trade with Todd next year. So I'm open to it.
Sign it.
I don't think it's up there on the priority list right now.
I don't think he's making moves in order. I think Cash is wheeling and dealing from all sides of his body right now. He is talking to Todd Frazier's agent. That's like confirmed. And the Braves also talking to Todd, which if he wants the contract, I get it. But just take 2 years and come play for us, Todd, because I've 180'd on you. I want you back. I think you'd be a good presence with the guys and play good third base. First I thought like, nah, because our 1 through 6 is so home run, feast or famine heavy that you want like a Chase Headley, like an average guy who's going to grind out at bats, make pitchers work. And Todd doesn't have the average, but he has the OBP. So he's still just, I keep saying this like all day, passing the baton to the big hitters, which I'll take.
Yeah, and two other kind of interesting concepts around that. This morning I was all in on Brandon Phillips. I still kind of am, because I think that's an easy 1-year, $5 million deal done out the door, and it's kind of low risk, high reward. Brandon Phillips could come in and play really good baseball. He's obviously older in age, but 4-time Gold Glover, 3-time All-Star, hit 285 last year in limited service. I mean, for me, like that would be a perfect security blanket for Wade, Gibber. we gotta stop saying that.
Gleyber? Someone
Gleyber.
Requested that we stop calling him Gleyber.
I just think he'd be the perfect security blanket for Gleyber, Wade, Andujar. And if he plays that kind of, I'm gonna spin this into my second point. If he hits 285, which I know he's not an OBP guy, I had a great conversation with a gentleman on Twitter about it today. But you and I were talking about like anything from the bottom of the lineup is such gravy this year that like a 280 hitter, like whoa, like like that would be kind of incredible because I have a theory that I'll dive into the stats one day, and it's like we're gonna live it on this team is that someone has to make the outs. Like, baseball comes down to probability and statistics. Someone can't live up to their potential this year. Otherwise, the Yankees would be the best team ever. I hope they are. I hope they do. But someone has to make the outs eventually. Guys, get out in baseball. But the other thing that was spinning my brain on the way home,
Is this about Todd?
No, it's about.
All right, we're moving on.
Well, no, kind of.
All right.
It's because it ties into third base, and it's gibber whether he's playing third or second. Man, Ronald Torreyes is a proven 280, 290 hitter in this league. So, like, we've talked about that Wade platoon, like, give Wade some at-bats, give Torreyes some at-bats. Man, if Wade still doesn't have it at the major league level, like, Torreyes can prove, like, it's very slappy, but 280, 290 from the bottom of our lineup this year would be, like, monstrous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think Toe's getting a starting job, though.
I'm just saying it's something to think about. Think about your expectations. Think about your expectations from those positions right now and what Torreyes can give you. I don't know. It's something to think about.
All right, next call.
What's up, Jomboy? Love the trade. Headley hit 250 with 8 homers and was a shitty defender. Cashman got the Padres. They take all of the money, all $13 million. He's a genius. You want to go Andahar, you want to go Todd Frazier, whatever you want to do. Headley was a god-awful defender. I can't believe we were able to unload him to his old team, no less. Go Yanks.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with everything you said. I love the enthusiasm in which he said it.
Stats weren't right, by the way. Stats were incorrect. I think it was 272 with like 12 homers or something like that. But
not a lot of homers. And Headley's arm was bad. Whatever.
Bad throw.
Next one.
Hey, Jomboy. Hey, Jake. I'm coming at you from Omaha, Nebraska, and we're talking about the Chase Headley trade right now. I'm kind of sad to see him go. I always loved seeing him play. He kind of reminded me of my ex-girlfriend's dad, which always gave me a good laugh. But so we got Jabari Blash for him. Well, we basically just gave up $13 million, I think, of his contract, so that'll get us under the luxury tax. Maybe we can use this Blash guy in a trade. I've seen a lot of rumors on Twitter that we're interested in Michael Fulmer. He's going to be expensive to get. He's a big pitcher for the Tigers, but that'd be a huge upgrade for our rotation. And so the trade basically just got us under the luxury tax, and maybe I'm looking for more moves from Cashman. It's going to be an exciting offseason. Go Yanks.
All right, so let's talk Fulmer. Good call. Fulmer is the storyline. A lot of teams are going to want him. Fulmer, pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, 5 years under control left, which is at minimum wage, what minimum contract? What's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Really cheap for 5 years of control. He's good. He was like a little hurt last year. He was part of the brawl. I don't give a shit about that. Some people are like, oh, he threw it very like get over yourself. Would you trade to get Fulmer? It's going to take a lot. It's going to take like a Clint Frazier, a Chance Adams combo with someone else.
Yeah,
probably.
That's what people kind of need to come to grips with Fulmer. If we do it, pretty good trade. This is a young guy who's done pretty impressive things in baseball so far. He doesn't have the big sexy name. He doesn't have the big sexy look, but the guy's good. He's a former Mets prospect, top prospect. I forget what trade they lost him in, but they kind of got hosed a little bit. But
he got out of the Mets system before they had time to ruin his arm.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go. Hey, Mets fans. But it would be Clint. Adams or Sheffield, and then it would be lights went out on me, but I kind of like it. I look good now. Yeah, it's gonna be another big prospect. It's gonna be Florial. It's gonna be. I don't think it's Andujar. It's.
All right, hey, how about this?
We're talking a good 3's ERA pitcher that's under team control for 5 years. You're gonna have to pay the troll toll if you want to get in this boys' hole.
Would you trade Clint, Chance, and second level prospect, maybe a younger guy package for Fulmer?
Yes.
I think it's the easiest yes. We have Giancarlo.
Yeah.
We have we have Giancarlo, we have Judge, and we have Hicks, and we have Florial in the system. So Clint is an unnecessary. He's expendable right now, and he's not even proven yet. Clint's gone. We have Chance Adams, who it could be a good thing, but guess what? Michael Fulmer is already proven to be a good thing, and we have him for 5 more years. I'd do that trade in a second.
Yeah, it's the Fulmer trade we definitely have to pay for. Can we dive into the other starting pitching rumors?
Gerrit Cole.
Cole World, Gerrit Cole. I think I'm surprisingly a decent amount more in than you. I mean, I know his numbers didn't look too great last year. I think he finished with a 4.2 ERA, but I think he was still
I don't know much about him.
He was still 9th in strikeout. The dude has great stuff. He's a former top prospect. I mean, we
drafted him out of high school.
I'm kind of one of those believers that I don't know. I mean, seasons go up and down in baseball and pretty easy, especially, the Pirates were pretty meh last year. I think you could get Cole for cheaper. His payday, obviously, I think his payday comes up in 2019, so that's what you're running. I mean, he's a guy, if he puts it together, he could be the best pitcher on the staff. I
didn't realize how good his 2015 season when he was 24 years old. 32 starts, 2.6 ERA.
4th in the Cy Young or something.
And he got injured the next year. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that too. The Pirates, I think they said they first asked for Andujar, and then they were dropped down to Sheffield or something like that.
I think Clint and Sheffield would get it done, and I would do that in a heartbeat. And I think he has potential. He has a higher potential than Fulmer. I mean,
I still just live with develop hitters, trade for proven pitchers. Like the Cubs did it, because developing starting pitchers sucks. And if you can just go out, even though we just had a good year with Sevi and Gumby, so I have to change my philosophy a little bit.
Those guys weren't even huge pitching prospects.
Sevi kind of was, but Gumby was not. But if you can trade for if you can trade an unproven starting pitcher for a proven starting pitcher, I do that 100% of the time, because starting pitching is hard to develop. There are so many pitchers that just come up and are meh.
And it's brutal. Look at Matt Harvey's current situation. The Mets can't move them if they wanted to, and he used to be the Dark Knight. Tough podcast for the Mets, babe.
All right, let's go to the next caller.
Hey, Jomboy, Jake, big fan here. First of all, I wanted to say I've followed you all year long during the last Yankee season. It was a lot of fun. Feelings about the trade. I was never a big hater on Chase Headley as well. Thought he was a pretty good ball player. Maybe the contract was a little too big, but my question would be, with trading Chase Headley, maybe Todd's father not re-signing, do we make the move on Machado now via trade? I got a notification earlier that said the Orioles are shopping Machado. Is it more sensible to trade for him before this year, or wait till after the end of this year to sign him? Because the issue is, if he gets traded to a team, another team potentially could be a long-term suitor that take us out of the running. That's my question. See you guys.
All right. Well, first off, thank you very much for following all season and calling in. Appreciate that. Machado. I almost don't even want to talk about it, because it's clickbait right now. Like, these terms that all these beat writers are throwing around is such nonsense. The Orioles are shopping Machado. And then everyone's like, oh, they're going to trade him. Like, no, dude, you fucking shop everyone all the time. It's such a nothing term. And then they came out, the Yankees have interest in Machado. Yeah, dude, so does every other team. He's a top player in the sport. The word interest means nothing. And then, like, Joel Sherman and, like, Buster Olney came out and even said, I spoke to people in the know, and they said it is very, very slim thing at all that this would actually – they would trade within the division. Makes no sense. It makes no sense for the Yankees to waste prospects before he becomes a free agent. It makes no sense for the Orioles to trade within the division or for the Yankees to give up big prospects that they now have to play in the division. Nothing about it makes sense, but Giancarlo didn't make sense either. So now you just can't rule anything out because Giancarlo happened, but it doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, you can't rule it out. Like you said, it doesn't make sense, a lot of reasons, but you wonder. So, like, I talked about this with the Giancarlo contract. Like, only so many teams can take on a contract of that size. And Machado is going to take that and more when he's up for free agency next year. So, essentially, you're talking to teams about a 1-year rental, which throws the price of Machado way off. So the teams that could actually re-sign Machado, there's still the risk, but you could offer a little more, especially if you get him in the team, blah, 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 all that. But within the AL East, and like it would have to be a situation where the Orioles decide they're going full punt before this season, which I don't think they'd actually do. Baseball, that's rarely a thing. Maybe the D-Rays, but I mean, what would the Yankees even offer? It would have to come down to the Yankees and the Orioles being like Clint straight up.
It would be more. It'd be like Glaber.
No, I don't think the Yankees would do it.
I know, but I think that's what the Orioles would want.
That's what I'm saying. The Orioles would have to come down to that where they're getting no offers from anyone else because they know it's a rental basically, and they're not getting any other offers. So the Orioles would be like, "Hey, we'll do this with you, or wait 6 months and give them your best offer if you want." I think you and me are both out on Machado now and in the future.
It's tough to say because everyone loves him. I had such a hot take about Machado that I forgot to say on a podcast, but I can say it now. I think Machado would ruin Gary. Boom. It's the hottest old curmudgeon man take. I think Gary's impressionable. Saw it in the fight. He's like a teddy bear, lovable dude when he's happy. If the bad side comes out, he cried in the dugout once. He's a little teddy bear. His emotions run wild. Put a punk bitch like Machado next to him. I think it's a bad comparison. Now, I went back and looked at all the incidents Machado's been in because I wanted to make sure, like, my disdain for, like, my Machado's a punk bitch stance was true. It's not. He's been in, like, 3 incidents. The A's, Royals with Ventura, Yordani, rest in peace, and the Red Sox with Sale. The Red Sox with Sale, he came in on a slide. He spiked Pedroia. He was, like, instantly sorry and, like, apologetic to Pedroia to the point where Pedroia even said, it's fine. You just need to control your body better. And then they threw at his head. So he started mouthing off. In retrospect, fine. That's like he handled that like whatever. Yordani came inside on him like 4 times in a row, then hit him the next at bat. So he charged him out. And he was like, you can't do that. So in retrospect on that one, Machado in the right, like not a punk bitch. Like, can't do that. And he even said, like, there's no hard feelings, like, but if you hit me with a 90-mile fastball, I'm going to respond. And it's like, you know what, dude? That's totally true. It's like when Rognet Odor punched Batista in the face, and he was like, well, no, man, like, I hope he doesn't have hard feelings for me. I don't have hard feelings for him. He squared up. We hit each other. That's what happened. Like, it's just a reaction. Like, some people, it's just like sports. Like, we're in the moment. Now, the A's situation with Donaldson, do you remember this?
Not really. You've always been hard on the Machado punk bitch, and I've always been like, come on, man.
The A's situation was the first one. He got mad at Donaldson for tagging him too hard and threw his helmet and like got in his face, and Donaldson was legit like, what, bro? What? And then since Machado threw a hissy fit. They threw at his feet the next game, and then he threw his bat at Donaldson at third base.
I remember
swung,
that.
let go.
Yeah.
That is still the most punk bitchiest, whiny, not like badass, not like tough guy, whiny, worst display of behavior. He was 21 years old. He was young, but that's where it all stems from. The other things I retracted. So I halfway retract my hate for Machado. But he's not one of my favorite players in the league.
He was 21. I mean, El Gary, your favorite, sucker punched someone last year. So, yeah, I've never been on the punk bitch thing. I don't know. We'll talk long term about him another time. But I just don't see him taking on that much contract. But I don't know. Take Machado out of your sights if you're a Yankee fan for now. If he does a Giancarlo and ends up in our lab, yeah, you enjoy that beautiful butterfly. But as of right now, no, don't keep your sights on Machado. Or if you want to eye him for free agency, that's your dream plan for next year. Sure. The trade thing, don't start dreaming that up.
It's all just clickbait. Buster only literally tweeted, there are very slim chances this happens. Probably doesn't happen, but here's what the lineup would be. Let me get those retweets, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, this is Jordan from Manhattan. Cashman's full speed ahead. He knows what he wants to do. Him and Hal have a plan in place, and they're going forward full speed ahead. It's very exciting to watch as a Yankees fan. And I can't wait for what's next. I have no idea what might be next. Who knows? They could get Machado. It's kind of unlikely because he's 1 year away from free agency. I don't think they're going to go after Machado. Nothing. But Cash is really smart. And Hal Steinbrenner is a wonderful owner to let this happen, to let Cashman do what he wants instead of butting in and saying what he wants. Well, they probably want something together, but he's letting Cash do his magic, which is awesome. And I guess that's pretty much it.
All right. Thanks, Jordan. I think Jordan kind of sounds like A-Rod.
Wow.
Wise. But thanks for that. He's basically just praising Hal and Cash. And while it's not really talking about the moves, but I think maybe we should just praise them. Hal, during Giancarlo's press conference, Hal had a line where he said, I think I'm going to put, we're still under the luxury tax. I'm going to put all our money into making this team the best. My family has a track record of doing that, and we're not done yet. And it's just there's so many teams that cannot look at their owner and say, you're doing everything you can to win and service the fans. Now, the ticket prices may be outrageous. There's a lot of stuff that kind of sucks about how the Yankees price things. New York. But there's so many teams that cannot say our ownership is great. And right now, our ownership's great.
Yeah, I was laughing at a couple things. I mean, we saw Hal said all the right things and all the good things. Everyone was saying all the right things. They always do. We've been saying in Cash we trust forever. Man, with Hal, I'm going to throw this out there for our Game of Throners. I'd like to see it go Mad King at some point. Right now, he's wow, he's George Steinbrenner's boy. He's pretty you can tell he's got a little bit of that edge, but he doesn't really throw any of the crazy George stuff out there. When Hal starts getting old, I want him going deep end George. I want him going crazy, firing people, sign whoever, go nutso Yankees. But right now, he's well,
that's what his brother does.
Great businessman, dream owner, basically.
There's probably a lot of Yankee fans who don't even know who Hank is, but do you remember when Hank was in charge in 2008? 2008 or 2009, the first year, and then they were like, nope, never mind. Hank, go hang out in Florida with the horses. Hal, you are now the face. Even better.
Get some Hank going. 2009 is when we won. And the other thing that this spins more into Cashman, but if we were doing Talkin Yanks last year, even mid-season this year, we mentioned this guy a lot. We wanted to see Bobby Refsnyder get at bats. That was an exciting thing. And now
in 2015.
Even last year, man. No
one wanted No one wanted Ref Snyder to get at
We
bats
were
last
saying
season.
he never got his proper opportunity.
Yeah, it was past time for him to get it now, but he should have got it in 2016. He should have started the season as a second baseman.
Yeah, but I don't know. Just it's a long full circle from there. Yeah, what more could you ask from an owner except the free tickets or something like that? If you're listening, Hal.
Next.
What's up, guys? Love the podcast. How bad of a guy is Ellsbury that he's willing to sit on the bench, not pick up his no-trade clause, while hardworking guys like Headley have to be traded away? Looking forward to seeing you guys down in Tampa in a few months. Peace.
Again, if we're judging callers not on what they say, but just their presence of tone, crushed it. Also, I halfway agree with what he said. It's such a hard situation to take yourself. Like, Ellsbury doesn't want to be traded anywhere. He won't waive his trade clause. He just says he wants to compete for the job and stay with the Yankees. And on the surface, right away, it's like, fuck you, man. No one wants you. Just get out of here, take your money, and go play for someone else. But, Jake, tell him.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I know it's a horrible contract for the team, and you got to start compartmentalizing it differently. Like if you, I don't know, if you want to move into a nice apartment that's got like a gym in it, you're like, oh, I'll cancel my gym membership, so that money goes there. Like, start putting Ellsbury's money in, like, Judge, put a little for Hicks, start mixing it around. Because the thing that we've kind of been dancing around a little bit, because we've been talking about him being the fifth outfielder. Best fifth outfielder. He really is going to be our fourth outfielder. Because we're going to be starting all four of those guys a lot of games. And, otherwise we're going to be swapping out DHs and pitchers and things like that. He's going to be our fourth outfielder. The other thing, Giancarlo has an injury history. Judge is a huge dude. I mean, Gardy's getting up there in age. Hicks has an injury history a little bit. I mean, I think Jacoby Ellsbury is going to have a huge role on this team. And, dude, he's still a good baseball player. If you took out his contract and you don't think of contracts, what he can do for this team is awesome. Awesome. So
as a bench player,
I get it. Would it be great long-term to be able to move him? Yes. But the other thing is, it's not like he's saying like, oh, I'm going to hang on the bench and collect my paycheck. Like, he says he wants to compete for a starting job. And the crazy part is, and I know this is going to get some backlash, but like, he's not a 5-tool player anymore. He's like close. He's like a bad 5-tool player. sounds dumb. But like, yeah, right. Like, hear me out on this. If Ellsbury hits 350 in spring training with 8 home runs, do you think he could be our starting center fielder potentially?
If Hicks has a terrible spring training, I don't know. No.
I mean, but Hicks wasn't incredibly special. Like, Hicks, he's got a good presence at the plate, good OBP stuff. Like, man, Ellsbury can still ball out. I mean, Ellsbury's biggest thing, well, this contract, but he also has an injury history too. And like, watching him as he was a fourth outfielder last year, like, he looked spry. He looked healthy when he played, and he kind of tore it up. What, in September?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was maybe late August or September. Okay, well, let me respond to some things. You said he would be our fourth outfielder, and in my mind, I was like, wait, and then I pieced it together in a way that it made sense, so I'm going to share that. Maybe some other people. So last year, we say you had the 3 outfielders, Gardner, Hicks, Judge, and the DH, Holiday. All 4 of those played all the time, and Ellsbury was the 4th outfielder. So if Gardner, Hicks, Judge, and Stanton are going to take the 3 outfield jobs and the DH spot, but they'll just rotate it, that still makes Ellsbury the 4th outfielder, not the 5th outfielder. So that does make sense what you said. So he is still like reserve backup. Now, here's the thing that is the hardest thing for humans to do. Think about yourself if you are Jacoby Ellsbury. Here are your options. Hey, Jake, here are your options. Or like, he goes home to his wife. He's like, man, babe, I got a tough decision. I can either accept a trade, and then I'm going to go to a bad team that doesn't want me and just like wither away. Or I can say no to the trade and stay on a really good team that doesn't want me, but I'll be part of a winning season? What would you do? I know exactly what I'd do. I'd stay on the good team and hope that maybe a guy gets injured, maybe you win a spot. So, I mean, it sucks. It sucks because every Yankee fan right now just wants Ellsbury to accept it and leave. We do too. It makes the most sense for him to like get out of here, get the money off the books. But if you're Ellsbury, I'm not accepting a trade anywhere.
Yeah, and it's the guy is great in his role. We have an outfield filled with some injury history. In 112 games last year, Ellsbury scored 65 runs, 7 homers, 350 on base percentage, 348, 22 steals. So like if you put that over 162 games, you're looking at 30 plus steals, close to 100 runs. Like a lot of teams would beg for that kind of player. I mean, this guy's like kind of Brett Gardner type numbers, just with slightly less power and zero emotion. So, but his problem is staying healthy. Like Brett Gardner's a warrior. I could see him trying to play with a broken leg. Like Ellsbury's one of those guys, like a good sneeze in spring training, and you might not see him till August. So I don't know. I think the other reason that I've gotten to this point is I think we have to assume, because we've talked about things falling into Cashman's lap and how he explores all his options, this, that, and the other. I'd like to think that they've kind of offered to pay half to 3/4 of Ellsbury's salary, probably half. I think half's the fair number, because if you start going to 3/4, it turns into one of those things like you just cut a guy. I think they've gone around offering Ellsbury, eat half his contract, and a prospect to get rid of him, and they can't do it. So I think we need to come to grips with, yeah, the salary sucks, but again, you're not paying it, and the guy in his role is one of the best players at doing his role.
Fourth outfielder. All right, we're like probably going to lose a lot of fans with this Ellsbury talk.
Hey,
Everyone hates Ellsbury.
sometimes you got to do that. Yeah, I know, but
it's fine, man. It's fine. I mean, once you put yourself in Ellsbury's shoes, why would you opt out?
Yeah, and it's
or why would you accept the trade?
If I could trade away Ellsbury's contract, throw his Ellsbury in and get Fulmer, get Archer. Yeah, that sounds delightful, but it's not happening.
Yeah. All right, next call.
Hey guys, it's Brad from Buffalo, New York, calling in. A little uneasy about the Chase Headley trade. I think people kind of hated him. They kind of like to hate him, but he ended up being a pretty quality player for us, and I liked his versatility. So it's tough to see him go, but wanted to throw out a trade proposal. Jeff Samardzija and Joe Panik from the San Francisco Giants in return for Clint Frazier and Jacoby Ellsbury. Giants are looking for a center fielder. Ellsbury still has it from his performance in September. It's not a lack of talent there. And Joe Panik can play second base, and the Giants will get some salary relief with Samardzija, as well as get some young outfielders and get a little younger. The defense will get a little better. Thanks, guys.
All right. So first, since we just said Ellsbury wouldn't accept a trade, act like you would. Let's humor this trade quickly. Yeah. Jeff Samardzija and Joe Panik for Ellsbury and Clint Frazier. Joe Panik plays second. Glaber takes over at third. Samardzija, is he still a starter? Yeah, he helps out with the rotation.
Yeah, he's still a weird mix of things. So he's on the books for $20 million for the next 3 years, basically. He's one of these guys. He just can't seem to fully put it together. He still has the strikeouts. He still has the stuff, but his ERA landed last year at 4.42. He was 3.81 the year before. So I don't know. It'd be interesting. I know San Fran has a lot of money on the books. If they want to bail on Samardzija, or I know they pay Cueto a lot. We heard Joe Panik rumors before the season, and we were kind of like, what is this? Why would we just trade? Because they were talking about Starlin and we're like, no, that's a downgrade on a team that's looking to do more. I think the Yankees would be all ears. They're clearly looking for another arm. I think they would explore the other options we've mentioned first, but it is intriguing. I think you still have to eat some of Ellsbury's contract.
I don't know if they're looking to trade for a young infielder. Like if we sign Todd Frazier for a year or 2 years, that's short term. I don't think Panic probably. I don't know his contract has years. I mean, but I don't know. I'd say no. Let Gleyber get third. Here's my dream situation. How this plays out: we trade Clint Frazier for a starting pitcher, be it Fulmer, Cole. If you want to do Clint Frazier and Chance Adams for Fulmer, sure. If you want to do Clint Frazier and someone else for Cole, do that. Sign CeCe, get him back. Sign Todd, put him at third. That's my dream. Imagine that during going into the season, people wanted Frazier back and CeCe back. And imagine if Cashman got Frazier back and CeCe back with Giancarlo Stanton and stayed under the luxury tax. Fucking wizard stuff.
Yeah, I think they said, and I forget if I referenced this earlier. I don't think I did. I think I was thinking about it. But after the Giancarlo trade and the Headley trade and everything that's happened so far this offseason, I think the Yankees cap number has gone up like $400,000 or something like that. Something silly. Like a league minimum player to get Giancarlo Stanton. So, yeah, I mean, pretty impressive stuff. Like we've said, Cashman's going to be all ears. If it makes sense, he's going to do it. Panic's an interesting guy. He's 282 career batting average, 345 OBP. He won the Gold Glove in 2016, and he still has some team control. So, yeah, it'd be interesting. He's a lefty bat, which the Yanks are a little semi-thin on compared to their right-handed power, I should say.
A lot of them. Gardy, Didi, Bird. Chase is gone now. Hicks.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very overshadowed by the righties. Yeah. So I don't know. He's under team control still. Yeah, Cash would listen. I don't know. The thing that we don't fully know is where the team fully stands on, like, we don't know the team's final stance on Tyler Wade and Andujar.
They like Andujar.
Right?
They keep saying they like him, which I think means they're trying to trade him. Everyone publicly said they liked Andujar and Chance today in their interviews, which to me means they're trying to trade
for
Andujar
sale.
and Chance.
Yeah. I mean, Tyler Wade was talked about for a couple years as their Zobrist. His MLB start wasn't that great. He can play all over. We thought he was going to get a ton of second base at bats. Now we're not so sure.
This changes that.
And Andujar, at the end of the day, we don't fully know if because his projections are to be like a 275, 25 homer third baseman, which is valuable, but we don't know if the Yankees fully believe in that and they want him to be that and they want Gleyber at second. We don't know. So I don't know. Those are the two guys' future that you got to start thinking, yeah, bringing in a Joe Panic or something would be nice. But if you do that, that's basically a goodbye to Tyler Wade. So that's
I'm against it. The more that I think about bringing in Joe Panic, I'm against it. Let's let some of these kids come up and
that's my Brandon Phillips low risk high reward argument. If you bring him in,
if you're going to bring
also with Todd, there's a little more risk there contract wise probably, but.
Yeah, if you're going to bring in an infielder, bring in MLB. If you want an MLB infielder, which I do, I don't think they're going to start the season with two rookies manning second and third. Gleyber definitely not to start the season, like we've said a million times, but to be there. Gleyber is part of it. I don't think they're going to have another rookie too. They're going to have some insurance plan. Not done. They also confirmed they're like trading for a starting pitcher. Like Boone basically said, well, I think we'll come out of winter meetings with another pitcher, and Chad Green will go back to the bullpen. I think he said that. All right, this is the last call from Jay.
Sure.
Don't know what Jay said. I haven't screened this one.
With Chase Headley leaving, I'm a little upset, but I understand the move. And it's funny, thinking back to all of the times that you could think of for like just great Chase Headley moments. Obviously, there's so many classics. I can't help but stop thinking of that moment when he was rounding first and slipped and somehow was safe at second in the ALCS on that hit into the gap. I mean, it just seems to perfectly summarize how Chase Headley's career with the Yankees went. He just managed to stumble so many times, but somehow just ended up doing the right thing, and he was just pure magic and amazing, and he just still didn't know what was going on and was really happy about it or whatever. Anyway, jokes aside, I think Chase Headley may have been one of the most bipolar fielders I've ever seen, because with the glove, one of the best reactions in the league for a third baseman, but he couldn't find first base sometimes. It was really frustrating, and that's why Cash made him a first baseman. Anyway, with Headley gone, who do you see the Yankees pursuing for a third baseman? Do you think they'll put Torres there after whatever number of days he needs to be down on the roster, or something else? Thanks. Bye.
All right, so just some Headley talk. We won't go. We already said
Really
that.
nice.
Really nice. Yeah, Jed calls all the time.
That little highlight reel you made today was great. Him chasing the bird, stumble play, him yelling at the ump. That was good stuff.
I made that in an hour. I just sat down and I was like, all right, got to make a chase video. Some good chase ball, baby. Like when I would tweet out, that's chase ball. It was either like he grinded out an at bat and hit a sac fly to get the runner in from third, or he reached on an error and like everything good happened off a mistake.
Yeah.
Base running mistakes.
It would make me laugh when he was locked in, because it was almost like, I'll feed the haters a little bit. Like, I think end of the day, he knows he's Chase Headley. And like when he was locked in on a guy, he's like, oh fuck, I'm locked in right now. I gotta get one right here. You're like, yeah,
you can see it.
Man. Go get him.
I think I said like earlier in the season, you could see him grind into the batter's box and dig his feet and be like, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to work the count. I'm going to get to you. It's crazy. Goodbye, Chase. Have fun in San Diego. Back to where you came from. I think that's all we got, Jake. Oh, I had one other note. The Rays are looking to trade Archer. The Orioles are looking to trade Machado. The Blue Jays were rumored to be looking to trade Donaldson. Are people just giving up? Is the AL East just like, okay, Yankees, take it. We'll take this year off? Is that what's happening?
A little bit. It's I mean, this is the part that Yankee fans don't have to realize, where the Red Sox right now, they're going out, they're eyeing JD Martinez, they're eyeing Hosmer, like they're looking for their counterpunch to all this. I mean, the Rays are obviously the Rays. At a certain point they have to. And Archer, they signed Archer to a great contract. I think Archer has 4 years, $33 million, something like that. Not per year, which he would get paid if he was a free agent. That's 33 over 4 years. Longoria, you kind of got to start cutting and run on those guys and say, hey, the Yankees are going to be really good for at least the next 2-3 years. We got to start reloading. The Blue Jays, they kind of went all in, while the Yankees and the Red Sox were kind of licking their wounds a little bit, and it never fully came to fruition.
Oh, speaking of Blue Jays, are you nervous that the Yankees are the team that's going to win this offseason? Because the team that wins the offseason never wins the season, ever. Miami did it 1 year. Blue Jays did it 1 year. Diamondbacks did it one. Like it never comes to fruition.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I mean, win the offseason, signing the most free agents isn't winning the offseason. When the Cubs young core was coming together and they signed Lester, and that's winning the offseason. That's when everything's come together, and now you've brought on those one or two pieces. I was gonna say that if you want to raise the slightest of red flags, I mean, like we mentioned, Chase Headley was only one of 4 guys to play 125 games last year. Castro led the team for the first half of the season, and he's Didi's boy. So you got to start tiptoeing a line a little bit, where we did have a really good thing last year. So
let's not blow it up too much.
Adding Giancarlo, you can't get mad at that. If things start whirly-birding a little too crazy, the one thing that started going in my mind a little bit today was, because the Yankees and the Pirates have been so friendly, the other guy the Pirates have been trying to move, and we mentioned Machado and this video game team forming. The Pirates have been trying to get off McCutchen for a little while, because he makes a ton of coin. So I was
he's sliding. He's going down.
No, he was, and then he turned it around last year. He kind of had a monster last year towards the end of it. And I was
cut his
just,
hair.
it could have been that. I mean, defensively, he's gone downhill and it doesn't fit. But I was wondering, it would be kind of moving off Ellsbury and doing that contract stuff. I mean, dude was 280, 28 homers last year. So like him and Cole, if you can move Ellsbury, I started spinning my brains a little bit, and then I started doing the like, this is getting too video game-ish. Like, there's a core there.
Yeah.
Get an arm and let's win the World Series.
Let's win the World Series.
IMO.
All right, that's about all we got for today. Went longer, but there's a lot going on, and there's just
going on. We didn't know what we were going to talk about this off season.
Yeah, I thought like the episodes we're gonna have to make up random. Like we did one episode where we did all fat team, and I thought we were gonna have to make something like that up every week. Haven't been.
What are Jorge Posada's 5 worst base running blunders?
Yeah. All right. Also, if you're watching, you can see my El Gary hat. If you're listening, you've seen it before. They are on sale. Affordable jerseys, who we did the jersey deal with. You can still buy jerseys from them, but they're gonna do something with Talkin Yanks, where we're going to make something, a hat, a shirt. I don't know. Give us what you guys want, feedback, sayings, shirts. And they're going to make one a month and put them on sale on their website. So that is like a promotion combo. It's like when Baskin Robbins and
Duncan
go together. Yes. So El Gary hats, there's only 100. Once they sell out forever, though. So, and I think a good amount already got sold. You're going to be part of the club. You know, we see each other at a game or spring training. We'll just nod to each other and be like, nice El Gary hat. Or we can stop and have a friendly conversation. It all works.
I plan on seeing an El Gary hat on El Gary at spring training this year.
Yeah, we'll try to put one on him. Also, Jake would buy one, but his head's too small for hats.
Look at when I lean back. Look how small my head looks.
Yeah, peanut head.
Peanut brain. Tough.
Yeah, so go get an El Gary hat.
The show for me.
$20. I like mine. I wear it a lot. All right, that's all. Thanks for listening. I don't know when the next update's going to be. The winter meetings are going fast, so fucking damn it. Don't swear, Jimmy. Maybe it'll be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be in a week. Free agent contest is still going on.
Free agent contest still going on. We didn't mention CC too much. My hot take is we're going to have to do another pod by the end of this week. For Yankee breaking news. How about that?
Good prediction.
Nothing else doing. What impression do you want before we go to Grandma?
I want Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog here. Thanks for joining us on Yankees Talkin Yanks. I don't have a full Kermit voice.
You lost it after the Kermit the Frog. Oh, yeah,
that's the only part I can do.
I never made the intro your Scooby-Doo. I want to change that.
You want that?
Also,
on the
if any
intro?
of you played, yeah, I want to redo the intro because you're not involved in the intro right now.
Yeah.
I want to get you involved. So maybe like I don't know, Dan Zlotnick. I don't know if he listens. Anyone who plays music, if you want to do a rendition of "We're Talking Baseball" with Jomboy and Jake Sucks.
Whoa, okay. Well, let the people get creative. Artsy people are creative. Send your submission. We'll take it all.
If anyone is a musician and wants to record a little ditty intro for us, the least talent in the world, like if you were to, hey, what genre are you the least talented in? It would be music, like creating music.
What would you say mine is?
You saw me try and play the spoons.
Yeah, that was a low moment on Talkin Yanks.
Your genre that you were the worst in is memory.
Bad brain.
Yeah, bread brain.
Unless
sports stats.
Yeah, not bad.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for watching, or thanks for listening. Goodbye, Chase Headley.
Leave some reviews. We're catching up.
Yeah. You leave some reviews. We're putting Talkin Yanks full steam ahead. I will give an update on that later on when it actually goes full steam ahead. But we're getting there. It's gonna be fun, and we want everyone along for the ride. Love you guys. Go Yankees. Go Yankees. Tell them, Grandma. All right. And everyone watching, the 21 of you, thanks for watching. Really, really appreciate that. See ya.